Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 5 of the Fake Racers podcast. As always, I'm your host, Joe Lansky, Joe Toe. Oh no, I just said my whole name. And alongside me tonight is Mr. Davey Hazard, which that is his real name, folks.
Oh no, that's my whole name.
Wait. That is his real name.
That's my real name. It's not fake. People have asked me if it's fake, and I will tell you right now, it's not.
Yeah, names that good aren't fake, people.
A little nugget of information for you. Real name.
A quick disclaimer. You might have heard beeps throughout the first 4 episodes of this podcast, censoring what Davey said. We have made a conscious decision to stop doing that. So, warning: all content in this podcast may not be suitable for all viewing and listening ages. There can be some cursey words.
There will be cursey words. I will say the F word at least once tonight. I guarantee it.
We gotta try to stay away from saying it a bunch, but we're gonna do our best. This content, then, therefore, on YouTube is not flagged as made for kids for a reason, and there's probably also gonna be a warning right on your screen just to cover our booties.
If there happens to be a sponsor that wants us to not curse, by all means.
I mean,
I will
hook us up.
Gladly get bleeped on a daily basis.
Yep, gladly. But with all that being said, we're gonna get right into our news. All right, moving on. Martinsville. Martinsville was a fun time. I made a fun little Martinsville Madness graphic that just didn't get any traction on the Twitter, but that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I only tried
I saw it.
I only tried for like 5 minutes, so you know.
I liked the bracket. I thought it was funny, or not funny, but it was clever, unique.
Hey, that's what we do here at JT and Johto Designs. Unique things. Chase Elliott, though, he did something unique for him.
Big winner.
He was clutch in a situation. That's not been his forte to this point in his Cup career. It hasn't. I mean, I think he would even admit to that.
Yeah,
I think
you are correct.
I think that's a fair thing to say. If you're a Chase fan, you want to bash me for saying that, by all means. The comment section is down there for a reason. But we're gonna talk about two things during this race. The first one involves Chase. Rule in the NASCAR rulebook: if you're over the wall too soon, you can reestablish your position to avoid getting a penalty. NASCAR originally flagged them for the penalty. Then after arguing with NASCAR, they got the call reversed. Chase didn't have to go to the end of the longest line. Y'all. He didn't have to go to the back of the pack. He also, and I'm just saying, tinfoil hat and all, but I'm just saying, he also benefited from a call at Kansas. I think they said that he actually ended up, during the race, got radio communication back with the crew. But I don't know if that was ever proven true. I don't.
It was not true. He could not. From what I have heard from like Dortmund McClear and these other podcasts and other sources, no, he had no communication. He was very much outside of the rules with that one.
So that is 2 calls for Chase.
Also, the arguable yellow line thing at Dega.
Well, Yeah, okay, so 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we could find more, right? I mean, there's always the joke about Dale Jr. and debris cautions coming out when he needs a lucky dog, but was NASCAR, I think, in my opinion, right? And I'm probably a little biased. I'm not like a huge Chase Elliott fan by any means, but I mean, I know it's good when he wins for everyone in the sport, so it's a good thing that he wins. What do you agree with that? That it was kind of just NASCAR being very, very lenient with the rule book?
I think saying that NASCAR being lenient with the rule book is like objectively true. I think it's a really dangerous stance to take. That with implying anything like that. I think it doesn't look good. It certainly doesn't look good. Like what do you think? What do you think, Joe? Like, truthfully,
I think
do you
NASCAR
think there's something going on?
I don't think like conspiracy like they paid off the NASCAR officials.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think NASCAR, when it's a big name driver, they will just kind of, they'll just, okay, the driver, they're going to argue. All right, well, we're just going to go in his favor because he's going to argue. Like, I can't see the Kansas thing. If that's Kyle Busch, they're taking him off the track. And arguably, Kyle Busch doesn't need a spotter. You know what I mean? And Chase Elliott.
Any driver.
Chase Elliott probably doesn't need a spotter. But it's in the rule book that you have to have communication with your spotter.
I mean, you need one for practice. You need one for every session on the racetrack.
They do not let you exit the garage without a spotter on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they were lenient there, and then this ruling, 10 out of 10, strategy, skill, big brain for that Jackman, to do that, right? Because that was their only chance. They'd be going to the back. Chase had a fast enough car to where I think he could have overcame it in the end anyways, because he had another bad pit stop. I think it was the next stop. They had a bad stop where they had a problem getting the left rear off. But yeah, I think NASCAR was lenient. I really do. I think it's Chase Elliott. They were lenient.
Yeah, I agree. I think the thing the thing yesterday with the Jackman, I think that's a little less suspicious than the Kansas thing or even the Dega thing. You can't really. I mean, to be very fair to Chase Elliott and his crew, like the situation that happened yesterday was like illicitly in the rule book. Like he could do that, even if it was a little bit sketchy and weird how they recalled the penalty and like, oh wait, no, you're not penalized anymore, you can go now. Like that's still a little weird. That doesn't happen very often in NASCAR. But if you look at like the Dega thing, like that was
sus.
Yeah, that was sus as hell. And then the Kansas thing was just straight up breaking the rules, and they let him get away. I mean, there's no defending the Kansas thing.
Yes,
there really isn't. It's stated in the rule book that you can't do that, and he didn't have that. And there's proof everywhere. You can listen. You can be like, it's like so blatantly obvious, like a skirting of the rules, and they were just like, keep going. We're not going to say anything, and then he did because he knows he can get away with it.
But again,
I think it's a bad precedent.
Yeah, I think it's one they already set though. I think they set it a long time ago. If you got a big name, if you're a popular driver, we're gonna let you get away with some things. Yeah. But then again, there's been times where that's not the case. Dale Jr. 2004 says shit on national TV, and it's okay that I said that because it's a quote.
Yep.
And they penalized. I think they docked him like, what was it, 40 points, and it lost.
I think it was more than that.
Probably more than that, but it lost him the championship. It lost him the championship, right? So,
Oh, it was less than that actually. It was 25 points, and it was the money thing that I was like, I was allowed to find $10,000.
Oh, well, maybe. Well, he would have been leading going into the next race. Points. Anyways, point being, I just think that it's a bad precedent that they set at Kansas. I think that's why it makes me a little suspicious about this call, because I think there's the argument, the Jackman, he put their crew at a disadvantage, right? And he did. Mm-hmm. And they lost spots and whatever.
But that's a shitty argument.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's penalty enough. I mean, we can see everywhere where that hasn't. Like Jimmy Johnson spinning on the last lap of the Roval in 2018. He literally spun out, was basically stopped, got back going, stopped again. And NASCAR confirmed if he would have kept going to the finish, then he would have been penalized.
Yep.
Like, penalizing yourself isn't enough. It's, that's a shitty argument. Anyone who's arguing that, you can get the fuck up out of here right now. There's my one.
Sorry, Ryan.
Wait, Ryan didn't want cussing?
No. He was the one that made that argument.
Wait, really?
Oh yeah, he was one of. Because we were all talking about it last night on the Friends of Sim Racers tour, Fast Racing League, which you can check out on JTN.
I thought Ryan was smart. All right, well,
I don't. I think it's an argument. I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's the best of arguments for it, but I think it's an argument. So Chase wins. Well, hold on. Chase wins.
God.
That was terrible. I'm so sorry, folks at home. I should probably bleep that out. He joins Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, who won at Kansas, and Denny Hamlin. We'll start with this. Harvick eliminated. What'd you think of the move at the end of that race? Mr. Harvick.
So I'm gonna preface this with I really dislike Kevin Harvick, the driver. But if you're gonna try and pin him dumping Kyle Busch at the end of the race on Kevin Harvick and Kevin Harvick alone, I don't think you quite understand the full scope of things. He was forced to do that to try and get a spot to compete for a championship in one of the most dominant seasons that's, kind of ever been had in a while, at least.
Average finish at 7.3.
Which is absurd, by the way.
I think he's actually had a better average finish than that in a season.
Every time I hear that stat, it's not. But even still, like, that is such a crazy stat. I mean, the move, you can't blame Kevin for the move. The move is the package, but
it's the rules, not the package.
I think it was just a. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's just a shit show.
Yeah,
is what it was. It was just a mess, and it was ugly, and it doesn't look good. It looks really bad. Yeah, I don't agree with anything that went on yesterday. Like the whole thing, that whole round, even from the Kansas dirty air stuff to Chase Elliott doing that, the friggin' Kevin Harvick not even having a chance now, him dumping Kyle. It was all just a mess. It was an ugly, nasty mess that NASCAR has to clean up now for the rest of the week, heading into the championship week.
But I think it's a mess they wanted, Davey. I mean,
no, you're right, and that's the thing is you're right.
I mean,
you're right. You're definitely right.
Harvick. I want to start real quick. Harvick looked like an idiot. I mean, I have never seen someone fail so miserably at trying to spin someone out. Kyle Busch knew what was going to happen going into that corner. Dude literally was a lane high.
Yeah.
He should have sent it into the corner and tried to like move Kyle out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
But people are gonna say it's the format, and yeah, I guess it is. But also Harvick in the last 6 races, so the round of 12, the round of 8, 1 top 5, and 2 top 10s in those 8 races, or 6 races, excuse me. And people are going to say, well, he got screwed over at Texas because of rain. Sure. But, I mean, if you watch how he got up into the wall, and you know how the 14, they set up their race cars, they trim them out a lot, and Texas is just not the track where you should be going full send into a corner. I think that was probably maybe a misjudgment on Harvick's part. NASCAR shouldn't have had the cars out there right in the first place, but probably a misjudgment on Harvick's part. Again, everyone's playing with the same rules. Everyone's on the same track. Everyone else didn't wreck going into that corner, through that corner. And then at Martinsville, they were slow. They were slow. And then they have the tire go down. They're playing catch up throughout the night. They finally get on the lead lap. They're still slow, but they're a little better. They get up into the top 10, or maybe they were up into the top 10 there on that last run. And just couldn't get it done. I mean, it came down to they execute all year, and this is, the argument that we'll get into next about the playoff format, but they execute all year, but when it matters, they didn't. And that's why they're not going on to race for a championship at Phoenix. I mean,
very valid.
They had terrible situations, Davey. Not to say that they had great luck, that, they only had all those wins because of luck. They executed all season. They were hands down, they were the best team all year. Brought the best cars to the track, had the best driver, just executing week in and week out. But they in the situations that they were given, I even think, part of it you could look at maybe they weren't prepared for these situations. When you dominate for a whole year, you're not used to having to scrounge up 6 points, at Texas to try to make a 20th or a 15th place car, a top 10 car. You're not used to having to make all these crazy adjustments on a car during a race because you're always unloading off the truck grade. So, with that being said, what were you gonna say on all my comments? Because I made a lot of them there.
You're making very valid points. I agree with them. Those are all very correct, and if you look at it that way, then that's how it is. But that's the problem is people keep saying shit like that, but that's not the argument. That's nobody's making the argument that the playoff format is Kevin Harvick, if he should have went in on this playoff format. He should be in this format. As no one's saying in this format, Kevin Harvick should have a shot at the championship regardless. And no one's saying that he didn't have a bad round. That's not the argument. Like people who are going out on Twitter and saying that and repeating it verbatim over and over again, you're missing the point of what everyone is saying. No one is saying that Kevin Harvick deserved to be in this format under this rules because it's very clearly not true because he didn't make it in. Kevin Harvick on principle alone deserves to fight for the championship because he's put up ridiculous stats this year. It's the argument. It's not that the argument is not the previous thing. I'm all over the place right now with my words. My words are kind of going off right now. Yeah. I mean that's it. I don't. I had more to say. I thought I didn't. I thought I stopped.
We'll go into that stat line: 9 wins, 20 top 5s, 26 top 10s. With let's see how many DNFs. That's always a fun stat. Where's my DNFs? Racing reference. Ooh.
No DNFs. He was running at finish 35 of the 35 races he's completed.
Yikes. So
Denny Hamlin has 1 DNF.
Yikes.
He's the next best driver.
I think Harvick too. So I read it. I saw it somewhere on Twitter. So validity and all. As long as he completes at least all but 3 laps, he'll have the highest lap percentage ever in a season, which is crazy. Again. I think it's and I know no one's making the argument counter to everything I said.
Yeah.
The argument is there shouldn't be a format where the best driver all year that everyone agrees is the best driver all year doesn't have a chance to battle for a championship.
Mm-hmm.
But if the argument's against the format, I mean we can go there and should NASCAR get rid of the playoffs? Should they take a step back? Should they, go back to the chase format where it's the final 10 races, just straight up for points? Should they, our friend Tommy Bordeaux would say just go back to 36 races, battle for the championship. Should they get... I'm a big proponent of, I like this format. It's exciting, right? It does what it's supposed to do. The argument's always, well, should this be what we do? Right? The argument isn't, it's boring. The argument's always, well, it's stupid that the best guy all year can't win the championship in a sport where there's 40 competitors on the field at once.
Yes. So my viewpoint on this, I've thought about this a lot. NASCAR is never going to get rid of some form of chase or playoff format. They're never going to do a full season points championship, and we talked about this yesterday off recording, unless they shorten the season, which it doesn't appear that they'll be doing anytime soon. So there will always be a chase or a playoff format. I think the playoff format that we have now, and we've had since whatever year it was implemented, where we had the Final Four and stuff. What year was that?
Final Four got implemented in 2014 when Harvick won the championship. Jeff Gordon should have won.
Yeah. No, the playoff format's stupid. Playoff format's stupid, and here's why. People compare it to stick and ball sports, and obviously you're like, don't compare NASCAR to stick and ball sports, which is obvious. Don't do that. It's stupid. But no one ever says why. So here's why. In stick and ball sports, when you play on a field, you know what? Screw that. let's even take out the argument, oh, everyone's racing against each other. It's not just one team versus another. No, let's just get rid of that argument. The very valid. Let's get rid of it. Let's find something else, because everyone always says that, and people are tired of hearing it because they argue it anyway. When you play, when you play a soccer match, the league that runs your association, or the association that runs your league, there is a standard size for the field, for the goals, for the box, the penalty box, where half field is. It's all the same everywhere you go. There are small variations, but it's the same game everywhere you go, with basically the same size field, same rules, same grass. There's no hills in the field. There's nothing like that. When you're racing in NASCAR, the tracks vary. People are better at different times. No one's better, like there's no football field that's going to make you a better player than a different football field, perhaps besides like having a home game and an away game, which even that's arguable, and that's why big games are held in neutral venues. Like, people are missing the point. They don't understand that, like, it's gonna favor different people. Joe, you want to jump in here any second? Like, it just doesn't, like, am I making sense?
I'm confused.
I don't understand. How are you confused? What?
Bristol, the producer, might have just walked in and been handing me notes, and
What? How are you confused? Okay. You're playing on the same field. You're playing with the same rules, same regulations, same size things. When you're in NASCAR, the tracks change. The weather changes. This affects the tracks.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, everything's different. It's gonna fit a driver differently. I've realized I maybe went on a tangent, but like,
no,
it changes.
I mean, there's different weather games for different sports, right? You know, like a football game in the rain, whether it be European or American, is a little more crazy, right? It's a little more slippity. But
yeah, it's tough, but it's not like, it's no different than rain on a road course in a racing series.
It's no different, or it's way different.
It's no different, but like rain doesn't change the rules, doesn't put wet tires on it. Like,
I see what you're saying, but it does. Have you ever seen America? You're watching the NFL, or you're watching college football, and it's cold, right?
I don't watch football.
Okay.
So I don't.
Well, you talk about tires, right? Wet tires versus slicks. College quarterbacks, or NFL quarterbacks, they'll have a little thing around their waist that they can stick their hands into to keep them dry, to keep them warm if it's too cold. I mean, I see that as something on the same level. It's not, because it's an adjustment to what you're doing the competition with. It's an adjustment for the player.
Yeah, but all players are dealing with it the same way. Like, different drivers are good in different rain conditions. If you got dry hands anyway, you're gonna have dry hands. Yep. Everyone can dry their hands. You have to deal with certain things a different way. Like in racing, the tracks change. Weather affects different tracks differently.
Okay, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be guys that are better than playing in the rain. There's guys that you can look up stats for football players. They play better, that have, there's some that are better in games where it snows. There's some that are terrible when it's too cold outside.
Okay, well, weather fucking aside, screw weather. The fact of the matter is,
but the field
they're still playing on the same fucking football field. And the tracks change in NASCAR. You're not driving on the same racetrack over and again. Kevin Harvick's really good at Phoenix. He's good at Phoenix in the high downforce package. And if he would have gotten to the Final Four, everyone would have thought he was a lock for Phoenix. He was a lock for the championship because he's good at Phoenix. But no one thinks that in football. No one's like, oh, they're really good at this field in Indianapolis. It's not the same.
They're really good in dome stadiums. Oh, they're really good in outdoor stadiums.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It's something they talk about, Davey.
No way. That's the dumbest thing.
It is.
That's so stupid. God, I should have been a football player. They're all dumb.
Well,
what the heck?
I mean, I watched University of Michigan State this weekend, so I don't know why I wasted my time on that. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Davey. That's a very valid point. Because you're right, the field does change every week.
I started off rocky, but I ended that solidly. I'm sticking by it. I don't care.
You're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're right. I think It just goes back to, it's not stick and ball sport. I think that's it. It just goes back to that argument. I think that it's the same package. You're just wrapping it in different wrapping paper.
I have nothing to add. I'm done with that argument. I'm moving on.
He's all pooped out, folks.
Dude.
You're not.
We gotta find a different day other than Mondays to do this. I'm like all messed up.
Well, it was a crazy weekend. Earlier this morning, this is recorded Monday, November the 2nd of the year 2020. Oh my God,
we're talking about the team orders, aren't we?
Team orders, baby. Woo! Over the radio, on Eric Jones. Don't pass him, Jones. I don't know if it's Chris Gale or Rick Corelli. But, or heck, it could have been Joe Gibbs. I don't know. Denny Hamlin, they had audio of him being very angry that Eric was trying to pass him, like racing him really aggressively, trying to get the point or get the spot. All of a sudden, Eric Jones, he's just kind of sitting in the left rear quarter of Denny through the corners, not really trying to pass him, not moving him out of the way.
Yeah.
So people freaked out. Oh, he's being told to stay behind him. He's staying behind him. Like, I mean, it's still his teammate, right? I mean, team orders. What's your thoughts?
It's pointless to argue about it because there's going to be, as long as there are teams in NASCAR, multiple cars in their stables, team orders are going to always be a thing, even if there isn't blatant radio communication that tells them that, or if it's a code before the race, or it's like the pit crew sticks out a flipping yellow sticky note, and it's like, oh, cool, awesome. That means I have to let, Denny Hamlin rail me for the next 3 laps, whatever. I don't care. Like, it's going to happen regardless. I'm not concerned about it. If a team's going to do a thing, a team's going to do a thing. It's a team sport.
Yeah.
Like, I personally would, I mean, this isn't going to be good for the driver, but I'll pull for drivers who, for example, like Eric Jones, who are fired and are going to disobey it. That'd be pretty cool. It'd be pretty funny.
I was waiting for it, man.
It would get him blacklisted from like every team, but like it would be funny, and I would support him. He just probably wouldn't get a ride again.
I didn't see him doing that just because of the guy that he is, and I think. Yeah. I mean, Denny pushed him to win the Clash earlier this year too, so
exactly.
I'm sure once he was made aware of the situation that Hamlin was. But yeah, I mean, there's people out there comparing this to MWR at Richmond. Like, right?
No.
I feel like they see a Toyota badge and they're like, them damn cheating Yoders.
Yeah, but, and I honestly, like, on some level, some of them, like the MWR didn't just stop at like the spin stuff. Like, there was the radio communication where they were telling drivers to pit over and over again in the last few laps. Like, it wasn't just a spin. And I think it's closer to the MWR stuff than a lot of people are thinking or saying. But oh God, sorry. But yeah, it's still like he didn't cause a caution. It's just Eric Jones just riding around behind Denny Hamlin. I'm sure that has happened hundreds of times throughout the years, like with different drivers and during different race days. I'm sure that's happened like over and over and over again in the Cup Series where a teammate's held someone up for someone else. It's really, I don't think it's as uncommon as people are thinking it is.
Yeah. I mean, again, just I had people just trying to find something to complain about. I think everyone was just angry after the race yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's people that are just angry because Harvick didn't make it, and they thought Harvick would make it. Like, again, this is the format, this is the system. It's probably not going away anytime soon. I would say get rid of stages, just because I think they add like that little bit of excitement for about 5 laps, but I think it's just too much artificial excitement.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't get super far into the argument because I went on this stick and ball tirade that I almost want to apologize for. It was so awful. Like I kind of am always going to be a fan of some of the original chase formats where it's a 10 race reset. It's a little more indicative of the season at hand, but
why
also
would that
makes
be?
It exciting. I mean, I know you think I'm biased because I'm a Jimmy Johnson fan. I'm really not. Like, I truthfully think that if there's going to be a playoff format, those are the best ones. to have a playoff format for.
Not wrong. Again, I don't. Anything you've said, I don't think I can just say, "Oh, you're wrong, Davey. You're wrong." That's not how arguments work. Like people think that everything's just, or like when you disagree, one person's right, one person's wrong. Usually it's somewhere in between.
You mean like when we have Tommy on for the off-season playoff podcast?
Oh my god, that is going to be
exactly like that.
I'm just going to tell him. I need you to like write up 10 facts that you're going to use. That way, I know what you're going to talk about.
Have 10 bullet points between all of them so you can defend them.
Because you're gonna need it, bud. You're gonna need it, bub.
He's gonna get so mad. Oh my god.
Dude, I literally just say, "Oh, this playoff format spooky," and he just freaks out, man.
You really? And that's not even like a joke. Like he does. He gets so mad.
And then, like during the JTN broadcast, I'll say "dirty air," and he'll just shut up. It's great. It's a wonderful life. But Davey, let's hear a word from one of our sponsors.
Thank you.
Hey, Davey, where did you get that shirt you're wearing right now?
I got it from Walmart.
Oh. Well, what about your favorite shirt?
I got it from the JTN merch store.
Of course you did. Why's that?
Because their shirts are better than Walmart shirts.
Heck yeah, they are. And they come in so many great designs. Now available on the JTN merch store, our Bristol Producers shirt. It's a great shirt. It's a great design. And we appreciate all your support. Check out the JTN merch store. There's, like I said, a plethora of designs. Davey, I think you went with the logo, the letter logo. I got my box logo t-shirt on right now. That's in the corner of all our sim racing broadcasts. I mean, just they're fantastic shirts, nice and soft. They're cheap. I mean, like they're not cheap quality. Like I made them cheap because
that's right.
I just give you guys a great way to support us. But as always, make sure if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit subscribe. That is the best way to support us here on YouTube and all we do. And also, Davey, where can they find more information about you?
They can find more information about me personally on Twitter at Davey Hazard, on Instagram at D7H5, and at Twitch D7H5 with an ER at the end.
And all those links, Davey, will be in the description of this video, so make sure you check them out. We appreciate you guys giving us so much support. And Davey, that was a word from our sponsor. Well, it's not really our sponsor. It's our merch store, the JTN merch store. Some great designs. And be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. It's getting cold outside. There might be some new stuff dropping pretty soon.
Oh my god, I need a... Can you make a retro JTN logo to put on a sweater?
I mean, maybe.
Oh.
There might also be some new Fake Racers podcast merch coming out. I don't know.
Wait, the Fake Racers podcast? That's us.
Oh my god. Let's get back into it, Davey. All right, Davey. Moving on. Xfinity had a whale of a race on Saturday. Harrison Burton becomes the youngest Martinsville winner. AJ Allmendinger was leading late, had a left rear tire go down after making contact with Burton. Because they were just, that short track racing,
SDR.
I love acronyms. So our final four looks like this. Chase Briscoe, Austin Cindric, Justin Allgaier, and the dark horse, Justin Haley. Great race, a lot of drama, but the fans, they really won the Xfinity Martinsville race, Davey.
That's because it's Martinsville. Can't go wrong with Martinsville.
It's crazy, we go to short tracks and they're good. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I feel like there should be a push by fans to add short tracks to the schedule.
It's almost like we should.
By the way, haven't gotten a new short track on the Cup schedule since like 1970 something or something like that.
Wow. But guess what?
Actual stat, by the way.
Guess what? We're gonna be getting a new one soon, and we're gonna talk about that over the winter. But
oh my goodness gracious, we are.
Because let's turn a unique track that we only have 2 of into a short track, not one of the ones we have like 10 of. But
let's leave Texas the same. Sorry, Eddie.
Sorry, Eddie. It's not working. It's not me. It's you.
It really is you. Fix it.
Oh man, they screwed the pooch with Texas and Kentucky. Anyways,
we're never going to be invited to Texas.
That's
fine. We're very clearly not going to be invited. However, Daytona International Speedway, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Michigan International Speedway. Oh man, greatest facility in the world. However, one guy that I didn't name there with those 4 Xfinity guys Davey. I think he was like the favorite going into this year. Ross Chastain eliminated from the playoffs. Right now, obviously, no wins on the year.
It'll end that way.
Yeah, I think so too. Because those final four, three of those four are the best four.
Yeah.
There's a substantial drop off. I feel like from the 98, 22, 7 to the 11, but hey, it's not anyone's fault. I don't think I feel like those other three probably have more funding into the cars too, but outlook for the Colleague 10 car and Ross. I mean, we know Ross is going to Cup. We talked about his comments after the Texas race after he was an absolute bonehead. What would be your outlook for that Colleague 10 car next year after, they came into the year saying, okay, we got two guys that could go for a championship. They had two guys in the 8, which is a great accomplishment for a team. It's not, I'm not trying to say like, oh man, Ross, just disappointing season. I mean, yeah, there were some disappointing races, right? I'm not going all NRF in here, but
ooh, good lord.
Dude, imagine saying Ryan Blaney had a disappointing season. Which, I mean, yeah, but also, no.
It's not totally wrong. It's kind of wrong. It's mostly wrong. I think disappointing playoffs is very appropriate. I wouldn't say season. Had a good season. Had a decent season. Ryan Blaney's only going to get better.
Hey, man, I'm just going to start putting clips up of this podcast to try to get views, because apparently that's how you got to do it. You just got to say hot takes.
Oh, my God. Sound bites. Let's do it. Okay, here's
Davy's soundbite.
Here's my soundbite. If you see this on Twitter, retweet it. Don't put that in the soundbite, Joe. Austin Cindric looks like a giraffe.
And there's your soundbite.
And that's a soundbite.
By Davey Hazard.
Big scoop.
Big scoop. Austin Cindric is tall.
Big neck.
Oh my God. What's your outlook for the Colleague 10? There's been rumors. I know this is silly season stuff and you hate it.
Gee,
but
I don't know. Who's going in the car?
I don't know.
We don't know what the hell the outlook is. We don't know.
Well,
we don't
but
know.
For the team, like just performance wise, for performance, like, do you think they gave Ross a really good car all year and he just couldn't execute?
Oh, like the review of the season.
Yeah,
outlook.
I mean, for the team. I'm saying for the team itself. We don't know the driver, but like performance wise of the vehicle, what would the outlook be? Say they get a guy that's equal or better than Ross.
Good. They'll compete for wins and they'll probably get a couple. Ross probably should have got one or two this year, but he didn't because Ross drives like Ross and
aggressive.
He'll get better. Yeah, he'll and that's the thing is he'll get better. He'll continue to improve. I think the outlook should be pretty good for the 10 team. It's a good car. It's a good team with a lot of good drivers and it's stable. Justin Haley's sticking around. He's only going to get better. I think it's good. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's going to depend on who they can get into the car. I have a feeling I think the rumors are Anthony Alfredo's one of the guys. I think they said that on Door Bumper Clear. That's a great podcast to get some like random scoops. But
yeah, same with Sunday Money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta listen to that one still. Although I think this upcoming one's gonna be better because I'm sure LaJoy's gonna have something to say about Truex. Because Martin Truex and lapped cars, or not lapped cars, underfunded cars. You're driving an underfunded car for 4 years, and you all of a sudden know that they should just get out of the way. Maybe you should have got out of the way, Martin. Anyways,
I don't think you drove an underfunded car. I think you just sucked, and then Cole Pern put a magic spell on him and made him better.
Well, but Ross has probably has a bright future. I think he's got to kind of. We talked about it last week. Just got to reel him in a little bit better. Ding, ding, ding! I heard that. Good job.
I didn't mean to do that.
Hey, it was great. 26 top 10s, 15 top 5s. Those are the numbers he should be getting in that car, at the very least. So I mean, he did what he did should have in that car. I think he's got a chance to win this weekend. Again, but it's probably gonna be one of those championship four because that's usually how it ends up winding out. But overall, it was a great Xfinity race. I don't want to say it. We're gonna go to Martinsville twice next year, which is great. The Xfinity series after not going there for 14 years. Harrison Burton is the youngest Martinsville winner. I think they only brought that up because His dad held the record before him, but
Yeah, good stuff.
yeah,
Very happy for Harrison Burton again, by the way. He seems
yes.
like a really good kid, and he's only going to get better as well. He's going to be really good.
I think he'll probably move into one of the championship favorites next year, and then I think Allgaier will still be a guy, and Cindric will still be. But
yeah,
whatever happens to that '98 car, please don't put. That is not the move.
Oh my word!
Not the move. But maybe it is. Maybe it's. I mean, I think everyone doubted the Gibbs guys coming in here, so. And Brandon Jones and Harrison Burton really performed well, and Riley just needed more practice, probably. So, we'll see. Always trying to be positive here on the Fake Racers podcast because we don't know what we're talking about.
Who? You?
What? Anyways, moving on. And Davey, we had a great truck race Friday night. Well, it was a caution race, but
Yeah.
Grant Enfinger holds everyone off, wins the truck race. Just my guy was just blocking and he was moving people and just running them up the track. I mean, he did what he had to do, right? He did what he had to do, win the race.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to the whole playoff thing, but a lot of drivers, namely Matt Crafton, shocker there, complained about the lack of green flag laps at the end. I also saw a bunch of people on Twitter, So what would be your solution to fix that, Davey? Because I think they did a good job Saturday and Sunday, so I feel like they did fix it. But
my solution to fix the yellow flags?
Yeah, the length of the yellow flag.
Oh, the length of the yellow flags.
Because they were like 10, 15 laps sometimes for a spin.
I mean, do I have a solution? Just shorten it up. Get race control to get a goddamn handle on the race and make them get in line. If they aren't getting in line, damn rear. I don't know. That's a race control problem.
Damn race control.
Damn race control. I mean, a freaking kart race gets crap done better than that. Like,
put it out.
I wasn't able to watch a truck race, so I didn't know it was that bad. I heard
it was bad.
About it.
Wow. And end of the race was pretty bad. I mean, Crafton. I'm not big Matt Crafton guy, but he had a point. It was a lot of caution laps at the end of the race. I think
if you can't get it together, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I think it was like 40% of the race was run under caution.
Wow, that's ridiculous. I mean, yeah, if you can't get it together, then you need to throw red flags.
Yeah.
Like if it was really that hard for you, you need to throw a red flag. If you don't got the staff, if the staff's slow, if the staff sucks, if something happened, you just gotta throw a red flag. Like, I'm sure these drivers would much rather go through a red flag than run 15 laps under caution and eat their race up.
11 cautions for 82 laps of a 200-lap race. And don't forget
absurd.
The stages are in there too, so that's just a problem with stages.
That's absurd.
Final four though, it's gonna be Enfinger, Sheldon Creed, who's been absolutely on fire in the middle of the season since winning his first race at Kentucky, rain in the storm. And I think you also saw him win a race, didn't you? So that was probably cool.
Very odd to see Sheldon Creed win the Daytona course.
He's got a lot of experience in like the Robbie Gordon trucks.
Gotcha.
So I think that probably contributed to that. Brett Moffitt, after winning at Kansas? And Zane Smith. Moving on to the final four. DMS has 3 of the 4 with the 2, 23, and 21. Is it a good thing for one team to hold so many positions in a championship fight?
I mean, could it ever be I
don't know if it could be a bad thing. I'm just asking if it can be a good thing. Because just because something isn't bad doesn't make it good, right?
I suppose. I don't.
I mean, that's the argument.
You're asking me these questions with all these fancy words. Obviously,
I'm really good at this, man. I've created a monster.
Why would it be a? Well, why would that be a good thing? I don't I think I'm indifferent.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing because GMS, they're gonna have a really good shot, obviously winning the championship. I think.
Yeah, it's a good thing for them.
Well, yeah. But I think just for like a competition standpoint, I don't know, it kind of makes the series look weak. Like it's only between two teams. I mean, going into the round, there were 4 GMS trucks in the round of 8, and 3 Thor Sport, and then I forget who the 8th guy was. Hold on, it wasn't Ekis. Now I gotta look it up, Davey.
You're barking on the wrong. Listen, I've watched almost no. Look, I couldn't barely.
I got this.
You know what? Just interrupt me then.
That's fine. Austin Hill. That's why I forgot, because it was Austin Hill. His motor blew up. Thanks, Ilmore. Yep. But actually, Ilmore, I'm totally gonna try to apply for a job. So I don't know.
Yeah.
There's teams complain about the Ilmore motors. I'm sorry, I'm keep cutting you off, but they keep complaining about the Ilmore motors, and they did really screw over Austin Hill.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really watch much trucks this year. I had a hard time keeping up with the rescheduled cup races.
Yeah.
Let alone trucks.
It's been a marathon.
It really has. It's been hard to keep up with. I gave up on fantasy NASCAR because I just couldn't keep up with the races anymore.
Oh no, we got 3 races in 10 days. Ah!
Basically, yeah, I was like, I don't even know what day this one is.
Tom, send help, I'm scared.
Wednesday, Tuesday, I don't even know. And so I just didn't do it.
Well, yeah, I think we had 5 races in the first 20 days coming back or something.
Literally, I literally didn't even look at. I just waited for Twitter to start exploding with NASCAR stuff, and I was like, oh, a race is gonna come on soon.
Yay, Harvick.
That was basically what happened. When Twitter started going real fast with NASCAR stuff, I was like, oh, a race is about to start. And then I would turn on the TV, and sure enough, there it is, NASCAR live in 10 minutes. And then I would do it.
Well, and Davey, I guess that's a great segue into our next topic.
I would like to formally apologize for how all over the place I've been. I was a busy weekend with Halloween. I know. That's what I'm saying. I know we're still recording. I want to apologize to the people who are listening to me babble on about stuff earlier. Like, it was a long weekend.
Yeah.
The election and voting. I this weekend, if this is out on a Monday night, which it might be, I don't know Joe's upload schedule or what Joe's going to do with it. Go out and vote. Do the thing. Do your civic duty. Halloween. Work today.
Spooky.
Had a crazy weekend. I know, Joe. You probably had a crazy weekend too.
I hate Halloween.
I mean, I bet you had a crazy weekend too.
Yeah, Davey, I had a crazy weekend of crying on Saturday. My football team was trash, and then doing homework all weekend. So, yeah, I had a great weekend, Davey. Absolutely fantastic. Just a fun old time.
Wonderful.
But this
Thank
upcoming...
you for listening to my apology. Sorry, go ahead.
Davey, you don't have to apologize. You're doing great. We'll move on to our next topic. That next topic being championship week, Davey. It is championship weekend. Championship week. I'm sure we're going to be talking about They're going to just be talking about how Hamlin shouldn't be in and Harvick. I don't know. Who cares? What are we looking for at Phoenix? We moved the championship race from Homestead to Phoenix. What are we looking for?
We're going to be looking for good racing.
Yep.
Sorry.
Inherently, though, it being a championship race, it's gonna be a good race. I mean, Martinsville was a good race. Martinsville's usually a good race, but I think, having it as a cutoff race adds value, right?
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of tension, obviously. I think Phoenix is honestly, Phoenix might not be a terrible track to host the championship at this year, even though I disagree with it moving from Homestead. I don't even really know what to expect as far as all those drivers are just about equally good at Phoenix. Chase is decent there. Denny's decent there. Joey can pull out a win just about anywhere at any point. Brad, same deal as Joey, honestly, in my opinion. Brad can pull out a win anywhere.
Yeah, Brad's been really fast all year at the short, flat tracks.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing for me. Phoenix, the home of Kyle Larson's last Cup Series, by the way.
Turning to pre-gamer word.
Pre-gamer word. Yeah, because Logano won there in the spring. I think that was a strategy call, though, that got him that win. Harvick finished second. Kyle Busch, Larson, Boyer, Kurt Busch, Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola, Cole Custer got a top 10. What? William Byron, Keselowski. Where'd Hamlin finish? Hamlin finished all the way back at 20th, so they're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit there, but
truth.
Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, these guys, they're going to be bringing their best shot, right? These cars are going to be smooth, silky. They're going to be great for all the series, you know? So, all that being said, Davey, give me a pick. I know you don't know too much about trucks, but give me a pick in the trucks. Who you got? Who you got?
Picking the trucks. Phew, you know, that's actually tough because I did a little bit of research while we were doing the podcast to see if I can figure out who in the truck series is going to get it done at Phoenix.
Remember, the truck race is Friday night on FS1.
Give it a tune in. Watch the truck race. It's probably going to be one of the best races of the weekend.
Yeah, the three. It's going to be one of the three.
Well, definitely one of the top two. My God, you know, I want to say that Grant Enfinger gets it done Friday night.
Hey, that's who I was going to pick. I agree.
My heart really wanted to say Brett Moffitt because I like Brett Moffitt a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I was struggling.
I mean, okay, so here's the deal, right?
I'm waiting.
I feel like all these guys can win it. Like, I think this one's the biggest, like, toss-up. Like, I can't just say, oh, one of them's not going to be able to make it.
Yeah.
I think Zane Smith, without, like, a lot of experience at the track, I don't think he's got a lot of laps turned there, probably would be the one to fall off out of the three. Enfinger, though, won at Richmond. Had a really good long-run truck there. This race traditionally has a lot of long runs, and then at the end of it, it kind of shortens up. And I'm sure that's going to happen again with it being the last race. People are going to be like, oh, I got to push for some reason. I got to try to get those last two spots. The last two I could get this year. But
the accent.
I don't know what the accent was. Like Bird Lady or something. I'm gonna pick Enfinger too.
Cool.
You know, I just good on the short tracks. Won at Richmond.
Yeah. Okay, Xfinity.
Oh man, Xfinity's a hard one.
Xfinity is a hard one.
Do you want to go first?
Briscoe. Chase Briscoe.
Yeah. Okay, so I want Chase Briscoe to win, right? I really do.
Yep.
The hard part for me is Justin Allgaier won this race last year, and Justin Allgaier is amazing at Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's gonna be Haley. I think Haley's. I mean, it could be. It could be again, and he would. And all the guys that are running for this Xfinity title. I mean, you know, Briscoe's been the best guy all year, right? And but I think Xfinity. I think it's a lot more. Oh, if I gotta win races more so than I gotta win a championship.
Yeah.
I think that's just the mindset for a lot of those drivers, anyways, to start with. But, I think this one's the one where like it's the closest margin between the drivers. Like there isn't one guy that's just better than everyone else. Allgaier is just really quick at Phoenix. That's why I would give him the edge. I think Briscoe's going to be right there with him. I have to look. I'm trying to find Chase Briscoe's results there. I'm so bad at this.
Here, I'll vamp while you're doing that. So I can't vamp anymore. I thought I had something I forgot.
Come on, Davey.
Wait, no. Wait. Okay. The thing about Justin Allgaier, he is good at Phoenix. But Justin Allgaier, I've noticed kind of really, he kind of crumbles under the pressure sometimes, or he has in the past. And I don't think that's gone from him yet. I think he'll crumble under the pressure. I think there will be a mistake somewhere tomorrow for Justin Allgaier. Whether he's in position to win or not, I think he's going to make a mistake that takes him out for sure at the end.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Cindric has a 5th place. Allgaier's won there, and Haley's probably somewhere in the top 10 too. But yeah, it's tough. Briscoe's executed all year. Allgaier's just really good at Phoenix. It's gonna be one of those two. I think Cindric's gonna have to wait till next year to win a title. Not saying he can't do it. I think any of these four. This is the one where I think it's really any of these four.
Yeah.
but because that's just the way the system is. But I'm gonna give the slight edge to Allgaier just because he's been so good there in the past.
Right. That's fair. That's fair. Allgaier is outstanding at Phoenix. So
big Chase Briscoe fan saying Allgaier is gonna win the title. So that's hey, I got rid of my bias, Davey. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Look at me.
All right, so that's the end of the podcast. There's obviously nothing else exciting going on that weekend.
We got a Cup championship. Davey.
I said nothing else exciting.
You're not going to be excited for the Cup title race? It's low downforce, Davey.
I'll try, I guess.
It's not high downforce.
Horsepower. Still a 950 horsepower engine with 750 horsepower.
Davey, why are you like this?
Because we could be so much better. I would take a 650 horsepower engine or a 550 if the engine was built to it. We'll talk about this some other time. But as of right now, I'm only moderately excited about Sunday.
Sad. You gotta pick somebody. Pick somebody.
You go first this time. I've been going first the whole time. I've been sticking my toes out in the water, waiting for the shark to bite me. I ain't doing that no more.
All right, Logano won here in the spring. I don't think he wins here again. Hamlin won this race last year. I don't think he wins because he's struggled in the playoffs, just like Harvick. Chase Elliott's really hot right now. Really good at Phoenix. Last week was the first time I said it at the top of the show, podcast, whatever. That was the first time that he really executed, and maybe it's me being a homer. Maybe it's me just having all my bias. I cut it out for the last one. I can't do it for this one. Brad Keselowski will be your 2020 NASCAR Cup Series champion after winning at Phoenix. They are bringing the car that won. They are bringing the car that won New Hampshire and Richmond.
Wait, Brad's in the Final Four?
He is. He is.
I know he's in the Final Four.
Davey's only saying that because I retweeted something today and said, "Look, my guy made it."
No, it's also because like every single one of those other drivers had like a storyline. Like Joey Logano had the big dub, and Denny Hamlin, did Denny Hamlin things with Eric Jones, and then Chase Elliott won Martinsville, and Brad Keselowski's just like vibing.
That's what he does, man. That's how he beat Johnson in 2012. He was just vibing. He was just.
If he didn't blow that tire at Phoenix, we would have won the championship, though.
You don't know that.
I do.
Hey, Brad came down the pits at the end of the Homestead race just to make sure he was good on fuel. Just saying. Y'all also blow up at Homestead, so hey.
Whatever you say.
Whatever I say. Jimmy's only got 7 titles.
Big dummy.
That's fine, Dave.
Yeah.
Call me all the names you want. You just devalue your own. I don't know what else. Anyways.
Go ahead.
I think it's Brad.
Is it my turn now?
I'm gonna pick Brad.
Yeah, we already heard your pick. Shut up.
I'm picking Brad.
Wait, stop saying it. So here's my thing: is you touched on something there. You touched on Chase Elliott being really hot right now.
And it's not about his looks. That's about how he drives on the track.
No, mine was about his looks.
Oh.
Also has a lot of momentum heading into this race. I think Chase Elliott gets it done. I think it'll be a relatively unexciting finish. I think the next closest championship contender is going to finish third. Chase Elliott's going to win the race. It's going to be a hooray. The siren in Dawsonville is going to go off for like 48 hours straight, and nobody's going to get sleep, and we're going to hate Chase Elliott by next season.
That's fair.
Yep.
I want to
only part of that prediction is real, by the way. Chase Elliott's going to win the championship.
if I can find it, earlier this year, I think it was halfway through the season, the NASCAR Fan Council sent out a survey about, what do you think the storyline at Homestead or at Phoenix is going to be? Sorry, it should be Homestead, but Phoenix. And I literally said Chase Elliott wins the title after some call that NASCAR does. I have to find the picture because I screenshotted it, and I'm going to put it in this video right now. While I'm talking, at 11 minutes in this video, portion of the video, and we're gonna, I'm, if that happens, oh boy, call me whatever the guy's name was.
Nostradamus.
Yeah, call me Nostradamus because I'm getting it right.
Don't call him Nostradamus.
Please don't.
Call me Nostradamus. Even though, I gotta say, I made a call a couple episodes ago on the podcast that Kurt Busch was gonna win Martinsville. That was looking real good. For about 100 laps.
Yeah, you also predicted
I was looking like a solid. Wait, what?
I was gonna say you also projected that Jimmy would win Texas.
Yeah, I didn't project that he would win. He won Texas.
Oh, that's right. He did win Texas.
Yep,
You're
he's in
right.
the Final Four now.
Never happened. Wednesday? What's that?
Yeah, I don't understand. Wait, what was Wednesday? Jimmy Johnson won on Sunday. You're talking about. Anyway, congrats to Jimmy Johnson for his win. We didn't get to cover in the last podcast. Congrats to Chase Elliott for winning a championship.
Can you imagine?
Dude, I'm vibing.
Twitter will go crazy, but Davey, we got one last topic and we're gonna get into it right now.
Oh, do we?
And Davey, that last topic is what you got on your screen here on JTN this weekend. It's a big weekend packed with racing.
You guys are gonna have to tune in.
You're gonna have to. It's gonna be a late night Friday night with the United States Online Racing League trucks at Daytona. So like,
you guys are broadcasting that?
We are.
That's awesome.
We are, and
That's
we got some special friends that came on to sponsor the broadcast and help Cal with getting all the broadcasting stuff set up there. So that's gonna be
cool. I didn't know you guys were doing the trucks. Yep. Are you guys doing the whole season in trucks? I didn't know that.
Just that race. Just that Daytona? Race. Gotcha. For right now, we're always open. But for right now.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Then Saturday night, we're gonna see Tommy Friday night in the truck race, and he's gonna bring in all his wealth of info that he collects from there to the booth Saturday night when we're gonna watch you, Davey, try to start off your charge for the championship with the Saturday night United States Online Racing League. It's still the Red Bull Cup Series, am I correct?
Yes, it is Red Bull Cup Series.
Red Bull Cup Series. An announcer always does his homework, folks. At Daytona,
you weren't wrong.
Hey, that's what I said. I wasn't wrong. I did my homework. But Davey, what can we expect? I mean, some people might have saw the shootout through people streaming it. You know, their perspectives this past Saturday. I don't think you were in that race. You probably rightfully so, because that was a show. But
yeah.
What can we expect?
Daytona on Saturday night. It's going to be really interesting. So at Talladega, we seem to have a trend where the middle line is the only line that's consistently good. The bottom line, the top line can go away. So if you can get the middle line running, at Dega it'll work. At Daytona, it's a little bit different. At Daytona, it's a more of a two-line racetrack. We're not looking at three wide as often. So it's going to have a lot to do with momentum. The bottom line is going to be pretty dominant, but the top line will be able to get momentum. It's going to be very, very interesting. When you see the guys on the top line start to get runs going, you're going to have to pay attention, because if they can get a run going, they're trying really hard and they're pushing really hard. And it'll mean that, like, you know, you'll be able to really tell that the guys on the top are making an actual effort and are actually racing hard, even if it is a super speedway and it's flat out. Like, it's not, it is not easy to get the top line. So look out for the lines and the momentum, and, you know, obviously the impending wreck that's going to happen when the top line gets moving, because, you know, you got to push hard, and that means you're gonna probably bumper grab because we hate each other. I mean, that's really it. It's Daytona. It's going to be a draft fest. You're going to see wrecks. You're going to see a finish that's going to be nuts. Bottom line's going to be pretty good. Top line might be pretty good. I would like to think the top line might be better. I don't know what they're doing to the track, but you can expect that. It's Daytona. It's no different than Daytona now.
It'll be fun.
IRL, I mean. My brain tonight. My freaking brain.
You're good.
Good Lord. No, I'm not. I'm not good.
It's
bad.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. I'll tell you all about it.
Wait, that's a song.
Yes. But I'm saying it in words instead of singing it, so I don't get, because my beautiful voice will definitely get me copyrighted claimed.
Yeah.
We move on. We'll have nothing for you Sunday, because you should go watch the Cup race on Sunday. Watch to see who wins the championship. Monday night, the ASRA IndyCar Series heads to Indianapolis for the Indy 200K. 100 or probably just 200. It's probably not 200K. That'll be a fun race with all the ASRA IndyCar guys. They always put on a great show. You can check out their broadcasts from their championship race from last season in Michigan right here on JTN. And on Tuesday night, we'll crown a champion with the Hobo Racing Cup Series at Phoenix, Davey. That'll be a fun show. You can check out the Texas race, where we saw Jordan McGregor lock up his spot onto the Final Four, as well as a bunch of the other Hobo Cup races that have happened throughout since August that we've broadcasted, and they're all available on a playlist right here on the JTN YouTube page. Davey, you got anything else for everyone at home?
God, if I had anything else to share, they'd probably want to shoot me. No, I'm gonna give my brain a rest once we end this recording. I need to freshen up and get ready for next week, and get ready for the races this weekend. And I hope you all my listeners, hope you all have a good week. I hope you all enjoy the racing on this weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great weekend, whether you're watching right here on JTN or you're watching NASCAR or any form of racing throughout the globe. As always, for all of us here at JTN, for Davey Hazard, for Bristol, our producer, I've been Joe Twansky, Joe Toe, and we will
for Davey Hazard.
For Davey Hazard, whatever, Davey, whatever.
I wanted to say it.
For Davey Hazard, for Bristol, our producer, back in the JTN studio, aka behind me in my room. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we hope to see you guys this weekend for all our live streams. Make sure you check out the JTN Facebook page to find out more information about when those will be happening. USRL is usually late at night. The other two, ASRA and Hobo, they're going to be 9 o'clock Monday and Tuesday Eastern time in the evening. Have a wonderful night, what day, wherever you're listening, whenever you're listening. For all of us here at JTN, thank you so much for listening. See ya next time.